So in this video, I wanted to actually give you my top six for the Premier League season and possibly who I think may end up in my top 10 for this year. And I'll give you my Golden Boot winner too. I think I'll give you what I have in terms of who may get relegated. Number one, Liverpool is going to win the title this year. They've proven they can hang with Manchester City last year. They put it all together through an entire season. If they get knocked out of the Champions League early this year, then that may serve their purpose to end up winning that first English Premier League title in the year they're at. The Raz number one in the Chinese Zodiac. Virgil van Dijk defensively. Liverpool has kept many players from last year. This team is set up to win. They're really special. They've won the Champions League. They're the best team in Europe right now. There's no reason to believe that they can knock off Manchester City. I think they drew them both times last year. The first one was 0-0, I believe. Manchester City beat them the second game last year. But the difference is they win one game against Manchester City this year, and they get the job done. Number two, Manchester City. Guys still in their prime. They've got Sergio Aguero still there. Vincent Kompany is gone, yes. But I think overall with that midfield, winning all these balls and whatnot, just really aggressive and really scary and intimidating, they should be just fine. And they are still miles ahead of any team out there. Kevin De Bruyne was hurt last year. If you get a full season of Kevin De Bruyne, watch out. I think his injury is why most people are predicting Manchester City to win. Injuries happen all the time and whatnot. If they were to happen to Liverpool this year, it's still good enough for them to win. And in the Champions League, they've proven that they played their best football there when they struggled in the group stages. So even if Liverpool were to start off slow in the Premier League next year, I believe they can go all out in the second half of the season. There's always a transfer window for that to happen. Number three, I will go with Man United. They have gotten much better at the back. Wan-Bissaka, right back. Harry Maguire, center back. I think they've gotten better there. Harry Maguire is going to be something special. This guy is going to be playing internationally for England. This guy is going to try to win a Euro in 2024 or maybe even 2028. England could advance another round in the World Cup, possibly in 2022. The main point is they got better defensively. Paul Pogba is still going to be there. Paul Pogba is going to be better. Paul Pogba has his first season with Gunnar Solskjaer and the kind of attacking football that he wants to see. Marcus Rashford takes that huge step next year. I don't know why people want to give up on him. He's young, 22, 23 years old. Probably turning 23 years old this year. Most young guys are sitting on the bench, but Marcus Rashford is getting really useful minutes. He scored the penalty against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. This guy, I think, despite his inconsistencies as a young player, he's going to get better, and I really think England should pair him alongside Harry Kane up front. And we do have to see what Manchester United are capable of with the full season under this new manager. Daniel James, I don't know where this guy came from, but it's going to be interesting to see what Gunnar Solskjaer has in store for his players. I think the Man United transfer policy is sort of going to be like it was with Alex Ferguson, but I think Ed Woodward is going to be working the books or whatnot, and it's Gunnar Solskjaer making the footballing decisions for Manchester United. Number four, Tottenham Hotspur. It's going to be 3 to 5 years if there's a plan for them to win the Premier League title, which I think can happen around 2023, 2024 if they beef up that squad. The dumb boy is someone to look out for. Ousmane Dembele left. And I think this new signing that they had is sort of going to do some of that dirty work that he did. Son keeps on getting much better and better and better. And there's no reason to believe that he can't continue to perform well. And he's starting to hit the prime of his career, not even the peak of his career. Harry Kane was hurt for much of last year. He is my Golden Boot winner. Defensively, they're better than any of the other London clubs right now, and that's where I lead into Arsenal finishing in fifth. As fine of an attacking team out there in the Premier League. I really like Lucas Torreira as a defensive holding midfielder. Aubameyang and Lacazette are lethal when they are consistent, when one of them is scoring hat tricks, but problems happen when you have your share performances down the stretch in the Premier League and in the Europa final against Chelsea. They scored more goals than Tottenham last year, but I believe this group should even be more consistent, and they haven't really hit that peak in terms of what they're capable of. Nicolas Pepe, I think, is a really fine signing. He's a young player. Is he inconsistent or not? Is he gonna be consistent? He has the potential to be down the road. But the main thing is that he is better than Alex Iwobi and whatnot, and some of the other wingers that they had. No excuses for Mesut Ozil with the kind of players he has up front, but where were the center backs last year for Arsenal? They still have Mustafi. They gave up 51 goals last year. They will not be a challenging team unless they're like Liverpool and they sign a world-class center back. Matis Delic, Juventus, they could have went and gotten Delic, really. And that really would have improved the squad's results more than Nicolas Pepe, despite being really nice signing. Arsenal finished fifth. They're going to have to win the Europa next season. And then they just may spend for a center back next year if they're able to qualify for the Champions League through the Europa route. And they are getting better in the Europa each season, right? They got knocked out in the semifinals by Atletico Madrid. Fair play. Atletico was great. They got better. They made the final last year. So is it in the cards for them to qualify through Europa? I certainly think so. In six, we've got Chelsea. Christian Pulisic, fair signing. How can he handle the brute physicality of the Premier League? He can handle the pace, but not the physicality of the Premier League. Pulisic has to be that consistent player that Chelsea need, that Eden Hazard accounted for 2/3 of their goals. I just think they're fucked without him. That's a really mediocre Chelsea squad over the last couple of years. Alonso and David Luiz and whatnot, and Olivier Giroud. The guy's going to depreciate in value. He's a hard fighter. He sets up goals for the guys. But he's not that consistent striker they need out there. They've got some fine young guys like Loftus-Cheek and Hudson-Odoi. But there are also other teams in the Premier League, and there's very little room for error when you're in the Champions League. Are Chelsea going to get knocked out in the group stages? If they are in the knockouts, then it's going to be another year without Champions League football. Abramovich can't enter the country. They have delayed their plans to build a new stadium. The future of Chelsea is as uncertain as ever. And I think Mauricio Sarri overachieved with that squad. And I don't think they are a top 4 team. They are screwed without Eden Hazard. This concludes my Premier League top 6.